a state of mind. When you're with family, you feel the aloha. When you're with friends, you feel the aloha. When you're on the beach, the sun's your aloha. That little breeze, the kiss of aloha. Aloha is a state of mind. 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 A state of mind. A state of mind. A state of mind.
Aloha! State of Mind Podcast.
And we are live. Aloha. It is a Tuesday night, as usual. Aloha State of Mind podcast. Checking in for duty. It's me, Mark Easy,
And DJ Free.
on this Tuesday evening, like we do every single Tuesday night, 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 6 p.m. in Hawaii. Everywhere else, you can convert it yourself. Come on, Google it. What is it, Siri or Alexa?
Alexa.
One of those people will help you out for sure.
The information's out there.
Yeah, definitely. Hopefully, you guys had a great week. A lot has been happening in our lives
Woo!
within the last week or so. Maybe we'll get into that because we have a special guest checking in just a little bit. He's live on set, actually filming.
Yeah.
So I don't know if we can disclose what he's filming, but he'll be checking in with us in just a little bit.
Well, he's on location right now. Like literally, it was pouring rain earlier today, so they had to stall a little bit. They're stalled, but he's like, dude, I'm gonna Skype in as soon as possible. We'll see, but yeah, he's gonna be on in just a little while. We're gonna get him on. One of the most influential guys that I know, that through entertainment and everything. So
Yeah, definitely a media icon if you're from Hawaii. If you don't know this guy, you must have been living under a rock. He's been a mentor to myself and Free, and like
Yeah.
a lot of other people in the radio and media industry, and created a lot of opportunities and lifelong careers for some people.
yeah, I mean, literally, before he gets on, funny thing, I used to work with him, and I used to draw in the studios and all that. And he actually pulled me aside and said, I like you're a good MC in the clubs and all that kind of stuff. Like, you're probably one of the best I've ever seen in the clubs, but you need to do something with your artwork. I mean, this is like 20 years ago he told me that. So you need to do something with your artwork. You're wasting your time. You could be doing so much more. And then all of a sudden, this is what I'm doing. I'm literally an artist now. So, yeah, if it wasn't for him, like, encouraging me to get there.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
For me, like, I started off in radio back in 91 or something, and he was actually the first guy, actually the first jock on the radio to actually give us interns a shot to like hang out in the studio
Yeah.
and see how things were done. And I gotta give him props for that, and showed us that it is possible to achieve. Because back in the day, like pre Napster, file sharing and all that kind of stuff, radio had like hella power.
Hell yeah! Like, I remember back in the days, you had to put the record, play, pause,
Right.
and then you press the pause and all that. That's how much times have changed, with all this file sharing and everything. But back in the days, radio had all the power. You wanted something to be heard, you got to go through the radio. You want something to like really make an impact, like you just put out an album, whatever. You got to do the radio scene.
Yeah.
And he was a big part of it. So.
Yeah, definitely. Like back in the day, like you couldn't even get a new song before it was even released
Yep.
on a CD or whatever media it came out in at the time. You couldn't hear it. The only place you could hear it was on the radio. So you would call the radio station and be, "Come on, play my song, play my song, play
Right.
my song," and you'd be waiting there, like you said, with the play, record, pause,
Yep. Exactly.
and just doing that, and just that's how much power radio had back in the day. But I gotta give him his props because from there, you know what I mean. That's where I started my radio career. I started doing radio on Oahu. I moved over to the Big Island, did radio there. Came back, continued my radio journey. Went to the Big Island, did radio. I mean Maui, and then when I came to Vegas, I started like DJing in the clubs and all that kind of stuff. But if not for him, I might have just gave up and been a garbage man. Nothing wrong with being a garbage man.
Or work at
Not
Food
saying nothing about that.
Like
but,
Foodland, like fish cutting section.
Yeah, who knows? I might have been a guy in the produce. I don't know, but I am what I am today, and I make a living for my family because this man had encouraged us. So he had an impact on a lot of lives. So that's all I gotta say for that. And he'll be coming up in just a little bit. Right. But you want to talk about what's been happening
Nope.
as of recent? No, you're not gonna talk about.
Nope.
You don't want to cry in front of people. Well, there's a lot of ish been happening in our world. So kind of, I'm sure everyone has their things going on in life.
Like what I don't understand is like how it can all come out. Like it has everything to do with cars.
Mm-hmm.
The rest of our lives are fine.
Right.
But like for some other reason, cars, anything to do with cars, either it's overheating or another car overheats or the wheel well is touching the tire or get into an accident or something. Like this whole month has just been ridiculous.
Yeah.
But I don't want to talk about it.
So let's move on. Let's say what's up to everybody. See, Karen Lopez is here. Jason Monroe.
Hilo.
Jason, what?
Wahine Okai.
Yeah, huh? Mitch is here. David, Dennis.
Dennis.
Route.
Yeah, he's a great artist out of Hilo too.
Okay.
So I want to thank all the Hilo boys for representing. I met him when I went and did Enjoy Comics, when I did a signing at Enjoy Comics. And he had a few questions for me. I don't know if I helped him out really, but I give him my insight of commissions and how to work it and how to value your artwork.
Right.
Because some artists, like especially new artists that really haven't done any like published work like Marvel or DC, they really undervalue their artwork.
Right.
So I told Dennis, like, dude, you determine if your stuff is $100 or $1,000.
Right.
And if they can't afford it, then that's their problem, not yours.
Mm-hmm.
So,
definitely, you gotta put value into your work. Also, my boy Joel from formerly Alaska, now in Vegas. He was one of the guys who actually interned with me at I-94 back in the day.
Oh, okay.
And we actually were the show producers, like you said.
Producers.
He didn't want to belittle you. That was a great thing. He didn't want to belittle you and call you an intern. But he's like he called you a producer because you helped produce the show.
Right.
This show called Street Talk they had on Sunday night. He had a show with Joe Onosai, helping like troubled youth and just having an outlet for kids to call in and just talk about their problems and just and try and give them some advice. So we used to screen the calls back in the day, and just kind of hang out with them, and that was a great experience. And I enjoyed the opportunity. So we gotta say what's up to Joel out there in Vegas. I know that's why he's tuning in because I know he was highly influenced by him. Also, Kat Savea, is that your friend, Kat?
I thought it was your friend.
No, Kat Savea?
I don't know anybody's last name. I'm sorry. Kat, I'm sorry. I don't know anybody's last name. I didn't even know your last name until like 2 years ago.
Well,
and I've known you for 10 years now.
Well, that's on your Facebook. So also, Dennis says, making mixtapes, going to Tower Records, Sam Goody to buy singles.
Oh,
yep.
boy. Like, not even just single CDs, like single tapes. Remember that?
Yeah.
With the
cassette singles.
Yeah, cassette with the cardboard sleeves.
And shout out Don K1 checking in. And
what's up, Quan?
Yep.
Good to see you still around, buddy.
Yep. And, Jason says Dennis Arts Rock, so maybe we'll feature some of him in a future podcast. Maybe we'll get a bunch of the Hilo guys on the podcast.
Dude, that'd be awesome.
Maybe they can get together
in
Hilo and do a kind of like a session there, and we can talk to them. So
we should do that. We should get maybe Enjoy Comics. We all you guys all go down to Enjoy Comics and do a podcast with us. Everybody in the shop together. That'd be kind of cool, man. I never had something like that before.
Yeah, it'd be a great idea. So maybe you guys talk amongst yourself in Hilo, and maybe we can make that happen in somewhere in the near future. So
yeah,
definitely.
So, I want to kind of get into like Quan is actually in Hawaii, and he's going through some rough times. I mean, all of us are going through hills and valleys. But yeah, I'm glad to see you still around. We had a good talk with Nanea and all that when she was on, but also people at our age, people are very busy.
Right.
Once you hit 35, club scene is over, dude. You know what I mean? Like we all don't hang out after at Zippies, and we all don't go to the clubs anymore because now we got like 3 kids, and we got, oh man, I gotta go my construction job in the morning. So, like, even though you gotta do things on your own, enjoy the time, on your own.
Yeah. Well, definitely, you got a taste of my life with the last 2 months you've been here.
Right? Oh my
So
god.
you kind of understand what I go through now.
Like just honestly, just staying in your house. I know why Rihanna has to take a walk sometimes, because this house is hectic. Quan, the reason why I said why wouldn't you be around is because like some people like myself, we actually just disappear. Say okay, I need my time alone, and some people can keep going. Like Jax, he for some odd reason he just never gets down, but that's what we see. But sometimes he has to, yeah. I mean, when you say I don't need anybody but me, we don't need anybody but ourselves. But that's not the point. The point is to be around people that you want to be with. Now, can you be there all the time? No. Like, I can't be there for you because I'm in California and Vegas, but it's not like you won't live. You know what I mean? I'll live. Like, I don't speak to you every day, but I love you anyway. So, anyway, yeah, if you're feeling like that, definitely try and talk to somebody.
Yeah.
If not, then, do what you do. Do what you got to do. Have time with God. Like, I know you're a religious person. Well, every time you go down to 3 tables, just enjoy your time. So, but anyway.
Yep. Dennis says we all look up to Free. He's a machine. Yep. This guy can. Like he just said, it's repetition, but man, he can knock out some artwork. Let me tell you. I don't know how he does it, but it's all good. Well, so definitely shout out everyone in the chat. We're just waiting a little bit, just hanging out. Anybody? People still piling in the rooms on Facebook. Thanks for joining us on Facebook. Also on. Right here on YouTube on the Aloha State of Mind podcast. Don't forget to subscribe and like and all that good stuff, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm a little distracted.
Nothing?
Well, our guest,
like
he's so busy that he doesn't even have a Skype address. So he had to download the app and everything. Like literally 2 seconds ago.
Okay.
And now I'm trying to get his Skype address.
Okay, well, shout out Mike Sato, checking in. Also, Reed Kishimoto. So.
Okay, so I think it's Lanai Tabura.
Huh?
I think it's Lanai Tabura.
Oh, okay. Let's just look. Well,
let's go check him out. Let's see
we'll see if we can get him on.
Well, you know what? I know that the Don K1 is in the chat room saying that he's giving up on the group.
Here he is.
Dude.
Oh, this must be his first one, right? Yeah.
Now you know what Jax feels like every time he wants to put together a barbecue, like 5 years in a row, and nobody wants to. Oh, I'll come if somebody else comes, or I can't because I got whatever. So he had to deal with that the whole time New Extreme was around. But the fact is, we can
let's see if we
get by.
can give him a call right now. We're gonna see if we can get this. That's his picture, right?
Yep.
So this must be the one. Let's see if we can video call him. And we will turn. See if he answered the phone. I don't know if you guys can hear the beep. He answered the phone. No, maybe it's not him. Maybe it's the wrong number. I don't know. He's still trying.
We're still trying. I'm gonna text him and tell him we're trying to get.
Well, that's what happens when you do stuff live. I don't think I can hear the ring, but. Nope, unavailable. That was the picture he sent you, right, for his new.
I know, look, that's his picture, Eric.
That's his picture. Waiting for Lanai to accept invitation.
I think.
Answer. We'll try again in just a little bit.
We're gonna try again in just a little bit, but yeah.
Shout out to everybody in the room for hanging out and bearing with us on this Tuesday. We got, well, you guys already know who it is, so
right?
no sense we try and keep guys like make like it's a big secret
I know.
or anything, right?
I mean, hopefully you guys saw the advertisements for it.
And that's why you're tuning in,
So
of course. So
I
should we
said,
try
what-
again?
right? Yeah.
Let's
I
try
said,
again.
what you want? That's my friend Dave, by the way. So anyway,
Kavika, Ka, Anoy, Oni,
yeah, we just call him Dave. So we got Mike Sauter in the chat room right now from Enjoy Comics Hilo, and we just had a great idea, Mike. If a lot of the local artists there gets together at Enjoy Comics, and we can Skype them in, and we can have like a, Hilo artist, I guess, interview.
Right.
That'd be kind of cool. I don't know. Come on, Lanai.
Okay, I tried again.
We're gonna keep trying intervoli. Well, I told them at around 9:30. So
Oh, okay. Well, then
So
what
we'll
are
see.
we calling now then?
I don't know.
Well, our bad.
Because I never think.
Maybe he'll call us back because you see, like we got 3 different ones, but that was the picture he sent you, so I'm
That's the
assuming that's the
switch he
newest
sent.
one.
So. But
Okay,
anyway.
we'll just wait. Maybe he'll call us back now. He
He'll
has
call
our
us
number.
back.
So, yeah. Shout out one more time. His producer never answer. Yeah, the producer never answer. He never answers his own calls. He's too big of a celebrity now.
Right? Like back in the days, dude. I remember he used to be like, okay, I'm gonna do the contest. The 194th person, because it's I-94, right?
Yeah.
The 194th person, and I was so green to the radio life that I'd actually be like, "This is I-94. You're caller number 1. Hang up. I-94. You're caller number 2. Hang up." He's like, "Bro, what are you doing? You only get like one commercial break. Here, I'll show you. I-94. You're caller number 87. I-94. You're caller number 93." I was like. He's like, that's how you do it, because sooner or later you got to get to 194.
Right.
You know what I mean?
It's all theater of the mind back in the day. They called it.
Exactly. The theater of the mind.
Yep. So definitely, yeah. I was kind of green back then too. It's just like 1, call number 2, call number 3.
I'm sorry.
And after, it would take forever. It'd be like the whole show, and
Yeah.
you still don't get a winner.
You're
But-
calling number 167. And we're done. We're signing off. But, yeah, so, yeah, dude, there's a lot happening in California. A lot of places are opening up now, like restaurants and everything.
Mhm.
It's scary to think that there's no vaccine. There's no real reason to open up so early, except
Right.
for like crybaby people that just want to die. And I was like, okay, let them cry baby then. You know what I mean? But like like all this, like the Black Lives Matter movement.
Mhm.
Like if you notice, even like the I guess rioters or whatever,
Right.
they're wearing masks because there's 2 reasons: because they don't want corona, but also because they don't want to get arrested. Facial recognition.
Mhm.
But at least they're protecting. They're
Right.
protected. But yeah, there's a lot of things going on. I got a few commissions, like an offers.
See, I did it again. Oops, I did it again.
I got a few commission offers to do like comic book, like Black Lives Matter based comics.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, yeah, dude, like I'm down. Like, give me a writer, give me the script. I'll do a 5-6 pager, and we can work from there. So, hey, we got the Hot Wheel.
HW50, aka John, Code E. He was also an intern same time as me.
Are you serious?
We all used to intern me, John, Joel, also my buddy AP.
AP.
Yeah, we all interned back in the day in the I would say late 90s era when Lanai was there. We all had a good time, reaping the benefits of radio back in the day.
Right.
Driving around the big Mountain Dew van.
Going down to, what is it called? Campbell Industrial.
Yeah. I still remember the time we raced the
20
Dual
miles
Mobile
an hour.
down Campbell Industrial Park. They let us go, but that thing, they didn't even give us a time. It was so slow.
And they're like, dude, once it gets past a minute, like, there's no reason to give you the time.
Like we had guys hanging out the back because it was only going like 25 miles. So they're
Like the guys
hanging
in the
out
back pushing already.
Yeah, so definitely shout out everyone back in the day.
The
too.
Nutty DJ 8081. I don't know who that is.
Oh yeah, that's Anthony.
Oh, okay.
From Arizona, but he was also also one of the interns back in the day with us. The whole Flavor Boys Bomb Squad crew back in the day. That's a crew back in the day.
Yeah. So
I forgot. John crashed the Doomobile. Well, they didn't fully crash it. More like just a fender bender, I'd say.
Oh boy.
So,
Again, what is up with cars, man? Like everything goes to hell. Okay, but that was like years ago, right?
yeah, that's years ago. Years.
So yeah, we were talking about the corona just a second ago. States opening up early, like Florida, Texas, Utah, and Arizona are blowing up with the corona. Yeah, we're gonna mention it, right? It's stupid not to mention it.
Yeah.
Yep, Rando calling at the station, he never picked up.
Yeah, Dustin. Shout out Dustin.
Dust 10. I mean, he's one of the crazy. What you call it? Like, what is it called? Like, there's Sean D, which is I guess he did the morning show, the craziness.
Yeah, the Danger
But before
Boy.
that was Mike G,
Uh-huh.
and then of course Dustin was. Who did Dustin work? Who did you work for, Dustin? What show did you work with?
He worked with a bunch of people. I think.
Was it Sam? Sam and Fresco?
I don't know. I don't know when he started.
I don't know either,
I
man.
know he worked with everybody though, from Lanai to Sam, I believe, to Eddie L and J Kid,
Oh,
Mixed Nuts
wow.
back in the day.
Dude, back in the day.
Yeah, so
What was Eddie O's handle? His DJ handle? Butterfingers. Huh? Yeah? J Kid and Butterfingers. JP. Okay, there's JP and Doc Rock.
that was the Funk Evangelist.
Yeah. And then
J Kid
Mixed
and AO
Nuts.
were the Mixed Nuts.
Yeah. I remember Jake Break. Jake Break? Am I saying it right? J Kid. He used to do this thing where he would do needle lifts, and he would do the pitch, and he would do a. Dude, he used to do the Empire Strikes Back or whatever it's called. That was pretty cool. I never saw that before. Mixed Nuts.
Yeah.
So yeah, Dustin, dude. I know Dustin went back to the gym already. Dude, stay safe. Like Perel, everything. You know what I'm
He's
saying?
dang.
Can you imagine, like some sweaty, muscular guy? I'm gonna sit here and sweat my ass crack, and I'm not gonna like do it. And then Dustin's gonna go sit down and get corona in his ass.
Oh,
Stay safe, bro. Stay safe.
stay safe.
So okay, talking about H-Dub, H-Dub 50. What's his name? John, right?
Yeah, John.
I actually looked up how much the Camaros are,
Mm-hmm.
like the Hot Wheel Camaros. Like the 67 Camaros, like $50, dude. Yeah, and even the new Camaros, like the, I guess the new ones that they introduced, even those are like $25.
Dang.
Yeah, I was like, okay, never mind, dude. Just never mind. That's too much. But yeah, okay. You want to try calling him again? Or?
Let's go one more time.
One more time. One more time, Lanai.
Why not?
Come on, we're waiting for Lanai.
We gotta catch a vibe here.
Spin
We
the
gotta
wheel.
catch a vibe here.
Spinning the wheels.
Turn down that. I think you can hear the ring. That's why.
Huh?
They can actually hear the ring.
Dun, dun,
We're all
dun.
calling him. We're all calling him.
Dun, dun, dun. Oh,
Oh, I think he might be answering here.
yo!
What's up,
Where you at?
boys?
Where you at? Yeah, did you turn on the video?
Yeah, I think he
No,
needs to turn on the
let
video.
me turn this on.
Dude, we want the handsome Lanai Tabura.
Let me turn this on. How come it's not working? Can you guys see me?
Not
No,
yet,
to
not
see
yet.
your picture, but not your video.
You know, the funny thing is, I gotta admit though, Skype is pretty old. Like,
There he is.
there you are.
Why you guys aren't on like Zoom? How come I can't see you guys?
Wait, they're gonna.
Wait, Mark is doing the technical stuff. Well, we are on Zoom. We do it for like when we DJ and everything. But because you have to record on Zoom and then go through the system and all that kind of stuff, we do this live. So we go through Skype, so it's just like one-on-one. And then, of course, we got the chat room. But, yeah, dude, thanks for joining us, Lanai.
I'm so sorry I'm late. We just
No.
started shooting our cooking show, and today was the first day. We're shooting 26 shows. We never usually shoot 2 seasons.
Wow.
And I don't know if you guys can see this, but we're at this beautiful estate here, and it rained heavily this morning.
Yeah, dude, I saw that on Instagram earlier today.
I can't see
And
you.
that,
You can see me?
yeah, we can see you.
All right.
Like, again, Mark is fixing that.
Get the screen share going.
But yeah, dude, like I saw it on Instagram and like it was pouring rain. The house looks amazing.
Yeah.
Like I was like, holy nuggets, that is
We're
insane.
shooting 26 shows till Friday, so we shot 6 today, and then
Oh,
we started 6
wow!
until 6 in the evening, and
Look
just
at your friend in the background,
just
gonna
keep.
be famous. So yeah, dude. Well, again, it's good to have you on. Can you see us now, or
No, I can't see you, but it's okay. You guys both ugly, so it probably doesn't.
yeah, it's probably better for you.
They're easy on the eyes. Easy on the eyes.
So
And
how
not
long?
only that, we're
you
not as
guys-
skinny as we used to be. What was that?
How long you guys been doing this?
Oh, I don't know. We're only on the 30th episode,
Yeah, about
something
30.
like that.
Nice,
So
Yeah.
about 30 weeks.
nice.
But
See,
yeah, we got lots of people in the chat saying what's up. Probably a lot of your former interns and whatnot back in the radio days, all tuning in, and we're just saying like how instrumental you were before we get into all this about what you're doing now. We just gotta like for me, I just gotta say thank you because I don't know if you remember back in the day, a lot of us used to intern with the Bomb Squad, and actually, I interned for you for a while when you did the Street Talk. Yeah, with Joe on the side,
Yeah.
and you were like one of the first jocks who actually gave us interns at the time a chance to actually be in the studio, learn things hands on, and like I said, from there I progressed to radio, different spots in Maui, the Big Island. I moved up to Vegas. I DJ out here, so giving me that encouragement and that opportunity to see that it was possible, it brought me to where I am today, and actually gave me a career doing music, what I love, and I gotta kind of hand it to you, bro.
That's
I gotta say
awesome,
thank
bro.
you.
You know, I always had an eye for talent, and for radio. If you ugly, you got good chance.
Right?
So all
That's
of us,
good to know.
we all in the same boat. You know what I mean?
Well, I don't know. I got out of radio, so.
I guess that's where they say you got the face for radio, right?
Yeah. Well, Free always, as long as I've known Free for 25 years or whatever, he always wanted to do porn. So, I know radio really wasn't your first priority.
Yeah, it wasn't my first priority, but when I tried to get to porn, they're like, "Yeah, that's not happening. You can hold the boom mic, but that's about it. you can wipe up." So
Nice.
actually, well, see, another story, because Mark was saying that you were influential in his radio and entertainment career. You actually was a guy that when I interned for you, I'm sorry, when I was a producer on your show, when Pablo Sato went off. You're the guy that's like, you looked at my drawing because I used to draw in the studio and all that kind of stuff, and you're like, dude, like, I know you're a good MC in the clubs and all that, and radio, hey, it's okay, but you're talented in art. You
Yeah.
should be doing this for a living.
Yeah.
And then come around like a couple of years ago, when Aloha Plate food truck had the pop, the Funko Pop
Yeah.
in San Diego. That was I was an artist, featured artist on a table in San Diego
That's right.
while you were doing that, and
Yeah.
so
And
like it kind of came around. So
I'm proud of
yeah,
both. Good for you guys. Yeah, you got to follow your passion.
yeah, that's what we did, and that's the reason why we're doing this now. Later on, when you watch the show, you're probably not gonna watch it, but later, but later on,
Of course, I'm gonna watch it.
but later on when you watch the show, look at the background. You should recognize our background. I'm just saying. I'm not gonna give it away, but
All right.
but yeah, I remember. I think you had Baba B at the party, and you had like Sean Felipe, Doc Rock, all those guys doing signings and all that. And I remember being so happy to see you guys there. And I was like, dude, I got a Funko Pop of Lanai. I mean,
Yeah.
how?
I didn't
that-
see. Well, I saw you a couple years before that in L.A., right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
In fact,
were trying to get you a gig with. I was trying to get you a gig with a porn star.
yes. Kaimi K. Yeah.
I told you, I wasn't lying.
I remember sitting there, like, just I was kind of doing an interview with her, even though I didn't want to. Like, I wasn't intentional, but I was so interested in the industry.
Yeah.
And she was really open, rest in peace. And
Literally.
she was like so nice. You
Yeah.
know, it was amazing to know that her family was actually the first adult shop
Yes.
in Hawaii. And I was like, what? So, yeah, that was really cool.
Right. That's right.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
It was weird because we became friends I don't know how long ago, but then she started introducing me to all these different porn stars in the business, and then I became friends with her friends. Next thing you know, I'm
Mm-hmm.
like in LA hanging out with porn stars. It was not my intention at all. But then, my friends started wondering what the hell's going on. Going out to dinner with like three porn stars, and my only comeback was, how do you know who they are?
Right? It's like, how do you know who they are? Like,
Right?
how do you know what their website address is?
Yeah, like Free, you knew all about her.
Oh, big time, dude. Her, Nautica Thor, oh, anybody.
I just talked to Nautica like a week ago. She has kids now, and she's totally out of the business. Like
Oh, okay.
because she doesn't want her, obviously doesn't want her kids around that. But it's so
Yeah.
weird how all these porn stars, when they get to about late 20s, 30s, because that porn star life only lasts a couple years, and
Right.
then everything you see is repackaged. But they all try to get families, and how difficult that is, because now you can't hide it because of the internet.
Yeah, exactly. But you know what? They're normal people just like us. They still eat and they like meat Jun and you know what I mean. So
Yeah.
so yeah, I mean, like again, it's wonderful. It's wonderful to have you. Um, I think you're probably like one of the biggest stars that we've had on the show.
Oh,
Be-
please.
I'm not kidding, dude. I don't think we've ever talked to anybody that can actually hold an Emmy in their hand. I love the Emmy because of the wings, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, can you elaborate on that a little bit before we get into other things?
Yeah, I was real lucky. I've been doing TV for a long time. I got out of radio. I don't know how long. Well, I haven't never got out of radio, I should say. I still do a show in Tokyo, and I do a show in Fukuoka. So I do it from my house. So I'm on 5 days a week in Japan still. I haven't got
Dang.
that. But I started doing more television, and I wanted to travel more. So I have a travel club, and I
Mm-hmm.
started. Is that loud? Can you hear that? Can you
No, that's don't worry about background production. It's fine.
can you be quiet up? He's FaceTiming during my FaceTime. So, I was lucky enough to do this show in Japan called Yokocho. Yokocho means alley in Japanese, and
Oh, okay.
actually they built the first Yokocho out of Japan here in Hawaii, and the owners of the Yokocho hired me to do some commercials for them, and they had 15 or 14 little restaurants in this Yokocho, and I said, "You're gonna hire me to do 15 of them? Might as well make a TV show out of it." And they're like, "What are you talking?"
Right?
Let's feature a yokocho. Yokochos are cool because when I go to Japan, I eat at all these different yokochos. They're like these little hole in the walls found in alleys, and some of them are 80, 100 years old. And
Wow.
the stories behind them were amazing. So anyway, I wanted to put a show together about yokocho. So we shot the first episode in Hawaii, and then the second episode we did in Tokyo, and it won an Emmy. I mean, I couldn't believe it. It won an Emmy award, and that was it. We started filming more, and then the cooking show obviously has taken off. I'm here right now on the set. We are in our 13th season of Cooking Hawaiian Style.
Dang.
Wow.
But we got nominated for 3 Emmys for Yokocho, and then we won one. So we've been nominated 4 times and won one. I can't complain about
Congratulations,
it.
man. Right? So, where do you keep your Emmy?
In a box under my bed. Everyone always asks to see it. Like they come over to the house and like they want to see it. I'm like, oh shoot, I gotta go get it. It's in a box, and then they're like, how come you don't put it out? And I'm like, I'm not a big awards guy. I mean, it's cool. It's great for my resume, and it's a cool piece to be proud of. But yeah, it's just an award. It wasn't attached to $1 million or anything. You know what I mean? So I've got a bunch of awards that it's just it's no big deal. There's people out there that do way better and bigger things than me. You got lifeguards saving 100 people this month. You got doctors and nurses doing these remarkable things. What did I do? I just hosted a TV show. They deserve more awards than me. I always look at it that way.
Well, you're very humble, and that's the reason why people like you. But Kate Winslet from Titanic, she said when she won her Emmy, she actually keeps it in the bathroom. So that way, when her guests come over, they can look in the mirror and not feel ashamed. Like, I want to thank the Academy. I want to thank my second grade teacher. So they can do this. So she keeps it in her bathroom.
That's
I
a
was
good.
like, wow, that's pretty cool.
Put mine in the bathroom.
Right? It's like, go at it. We understand.
And then put a camera in the mirror, two-way
Yeah.
mirror. With a
Well, I'm
camera.
gonna put mine on the toilet, so every time you use the toilet, you can see the Emmy.
There you go, like right in front of you.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah.
But yeah, like the Lost State of Mind podcast, we just look for people doing great things and exuding the Aloha spirit. But before we get to all the great things and accomplishments you've done in your life, want to know a little bit about you, like how you grew up in Lanai, like one of the smallest islands, and you became this like social media or just media first icon. So I'm kind of interested, like how you grew up and what got you started actually in radio. How did that all come about?
I don't know about icon, but when I was a kid, I knew I wanted to do television. When I was 14, I knew what I wanted to do already. I said I wanted to get in entertainment somehow, television or radio or actually radio didn't come till a few years later, but I always knew I wanted to do television. When I was 7 years old or 6, I did my first audition for a future Florax commercial, and it was between me and my cousin, and my cousin got it, and it really pissed me off. So I started going on more auditions, and by the time I was 21, I did like 3 or 4 commercials, and
Wow.
started doing more acting. Like I did Jake and the Fat Man and Baywatch, Hawaii. Did like 5 or 6 episodes for that, and I was doing radio by the time I was 17. But really, how I got into radio was Chantel Don Sweeney, who I really looked up to. I met when I was in my early teens, and I used to listen to him on the radio. And he used to always send shouts out to me on the radio because there was no social media at the time. Radio was social media.
Yes.
He used to send a shout out to me all the time, and people used to hear it. And that feeling, when people used to hear it, that's what I got excited about. Like, oh, I like that feeling. And then I got invited to the studio when I was 17. I moved to Honolulu because I had a scholarship for volleyball. And I was taking communications in college, and I said, you know what, I can go to the radio station and learn all this, what they're trying to teach me in school. So I got my first gig at 17 on the radio doing overnights, and I just was addicted to it. I got addicted to the idea of I can talk to 100,000 people and tell them what to do, or where to go, or come to this party, or do those types of things. Thanks, you guys. See you. Talk to you soon. Sorry. So I got excited about that, and that feeling I never lost. So I worked hard in radio, and I was like, I didn't want to work overnights, midnight to 5. Everyone was live.
Oh.
So within about 9 months, I got 7 to midnight with Jimmy the Geek and Alan Oda, and we created the 3 Local Boys, and that's really where the taste for this whole business came about, because we started doing these parody songs like Rice Baby and Me So Hungry, and that took off. Like we started touring. We started touring with New Generation and Tone Loc, and we toured with Steve. I don't know if you remember La Trim. We got Cars That Go Boom. We started touring with all these groups, and that feeling of being on stage was what I earned for it, like that gratification of people laughing and stuff. And then by the time I was 23 or 24, I met Augie and Andy Bumatai and James Grant Benton, and they invited me to do comedy. I never knew I could do comedy. They just asked me to MC, and I said a couple funny things, and the feeling of that laughter that came back to me, and the room was in Waikiki at the Polynesian Palace, they called it. It only seated about 250, 300 people, but that energy that came back to me took away all my pains and fears and everything, and I was like, wow, this is amazing. I want to do it again. So then Andy started teaching me how to write comedy. And then Augie started teaching me about the timing. And Augie was just starting off as well. And then next I'm doing stand-up. And it kind of worked hand in hand with the 3 Local Boys thing, because the 3 Local Boys thing was all comedy. It was on stage. It was timing. And just kind of got the bug. So I did that for 15, 20 years. I still do a little bit. My last comedy tour, I opened for Henry Capono and did the whole West Coast. And I
was actually there
for Brother Nolan. Yeah, that's right, Free.
Yeah,
I did stuff for Brother Nolan, and kind of how it all started.
No, it's funny. Like, I remember you posting it online saying, "Oh, I'm gonna be opening for Henry Capono," and at the time, I'm such a CNK fan, but I didn't I didn't go see a concert ever in my life. Before Cecilia got into trouble,
So what show did you come to?
I went to the one in San Diego.
That's
Like
right.
yeah,
You
and so
drove down.
was that?
You drove to come see the show.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Weren't you at
Um,
the time?
oh, I was in Las Vegas, but I was actually taking care of Mark's house. He went to Hawaii for his honeymoon, and so I was already there, and I was like, oh dude, right on, I get to go. I was a big C&K fan. I actually used to hang out with Cecilia for like Thanksgiving at one of my friends' house, play guitar with him. You know, lifetime party in the country, right? But when I went there and I saw you, and dude, you're funny. The opening band was pretty good too, like a real folksy type band. But Henry Capono, his voice sounds exactly the same as 27 years ago. It was amazing.
Yeah, he's such a nice guy too. It was so.
Yeah.
I'm a C&K fan, and I'm good friends with both of them. And it's sad, to see what happened.
Mm-hmm.
But life goes on, and Henry and I we've become better friends, and I'm
Yeah.
to see he lives in Guam now. Um, but yeah, and Henry's so generous, to invite me on the tour, and he's just an amazing guy, overall amazing man.
Absolutely, man. I mean, seriously, I was like, ugh, I don't even think my feet touched the ground the whole time I was
Yeah,
listening to him.
yeah.
So it was amazing. So, but yeah.
Yeah, so definitely, that's like a great segue. How you just told us how you grew up, how you got into radio. Radio led to comedy, and then comedy. How did you wind up getting to TV? Or let me ask about actually the food truck place. How did
Yeah.
you get on the great food truck race? Because I know that probably is what. It's weird because we know you from radio and we see you progress, but like because your career has spanned decades.
Yeah.
Like some people don't know you did radio. They might only know you from
Yeah.
Cooking
the
shows.
plate lunch
Yeah.
race or the food truck race, and some people might know you only for the recent things you do. So I'm just trying to give a timeline to everyone who listens of all ages to just see how things progress. So how did the food truck race come about?
So I was just getting out of radio at the time, and I was kind of at a crossroads to see what I was going to do, and met this guy who was like a kahu, and he like, your life's going to change. You're getting older. You're growing out of radio, and he was telling me all these things that was going to happen. I was like, yeah, kind of just whatever. And then it started happening like instantly. Sean Felipe, the comedian, called because I've done comedy for a long time. He says I went to an audition, and next door, the audition I went to, they had the Food Network was doing an audition for the Great Food Truck Race. I never saw the show before, so he said I put it's a team of 3, and I put you and your brother Adam as my team. I said, well, if we get it, you're gonna drive the truck because I ain't driving, and I know Adam isn't gonna pass the drug test. So anyway, we get called like a month later, and he goes, "Bruh, we got the show. The producers want to talk to you." So the producers call me. I talk to the producers. They tell me, "Hey, we need you to come to an interview in studio, blah blah blah." And I'm all excited. And I'm taking down all the information. At the end of the conversation, they go, "So we need you to be there at the Warner Brothers lot at 12 o'clock." I go, "Wait a minute. Are you guys sending me a plane ticket? Because I'm in Hawaii." And they go, "Oh, no, you're in Hawaii? Well, you did the audition in LA." And I said, "Well, Sean did it. Me and my brother Adam are in Hawaii." So they're like, "Oh, no, we're not going to send a plane ticket." And I said, "What's the date?" So they gave me the date, and just so happened that I said I was going to be in LA the same day. Like I got 7 a.m. that day, and my audition was at 12. So I said, "Look, when I land, the 405 freeway, as you know, is a nightmare. I'm going to get there if I can." So they said, "Well, get there as quickly as you can, blah, blah, blah." So I guess it was meant to be. So I get to the audition at 1 o'clock. Now I was supposed to be there at 12. This girl picks me up in a golf cart on the Warner lot, and she goes, "They've been waiting for you, and they auditioned everybody, and you're the last one. We moved you to the last one because, I told them my flight got in late, waiting for my package, blah, blah, blah." So they took me. as she's driving me there, she goes, "You got 15 minutes to woo them over." So I walk in and there's two cameras, and I did total local style. I gave everybody a box of chocolate and macadamia nuts. Gave them some coffee, and we did the interview. Hour and a half later, be there 15 minutes. Hour and a half later, I'm out, and the producer that picks me up, the girl, she's like, "Oh my gosh, what was going on in there? They must have loved you because everyone was only in there for 15 minutes." But I explained to them about the Aloha spirit and what Aloha means, and how my brother, my whole brother's story, and how he used to cook for Steve Jobs, and all this stuff, and they just fell in love with us. 2 weeks later, we're in Hollywood. I called my brother and he said, "How'd it go?" And I said, "It went really well." And I said, "I think they want us." And he goes, "How long do you think we have to take off of work to do the race?" And I said, "Well, each week they eliminate a team, and there's 8 teams, so we're gonna win. So you have to take 2 months off of work because I ain't going all the way over here and just for 1 week or
Right.
2 weeks." So he goes, "Okay, I'll call you back." So he calls me back like a half an hour later. I said, "What'd your boss say?" And he said, "I quit." So I said,
Oh.
"Quit too, because we're gonna win," and we won. And the story of the whole Great Food Truck Race, I just finished writing a book about it, is
Oh,
amazing.
really?
You're gonna cry when you read this story because the story is phenomenal. And I basically I made a journal of every city we stopped in because we raced in a food truck from Beverly Hills to Washington D.C. and it took 2 months. So we had to leave
Wow.
everything that we did to do this race. And I wrote a book about it, and it's awesome. So
Yeah, I actually watched the whole thing unfold week after week, and it was like amazing, like how you guys just did it, like just kind of put out the freaking coconut wireless, and people would just show up. It's like
No.
like in the middle of nowhere, and like all these people from Hawaii just showing support and driving out. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, Hawaiian style, right? Everyone's and that's really what happened. That's really what happened.
Well, okay, I got a question. Did you guys already have the food truck? Like when you got the audition, when you got.
How to work on a food truck? Yeah, you have to have no experience working on a food truck.
So they just give you a blank food truck and you have to make it a like.
They
Like,
tell you,
did you guys already have the truck?
what do you want to name it. You can design your own logo. You can use your own colors. So I designed the logo with a good friend of mine, and then we also chose the colors. I wanted it bright yellow and red because it'll stand out like a sore
Yeah.
thumb driving down the street. You wanted something bright. You know me, I'm a marketeer, man. I was all
Yeah.
about. So, and then Aloha Plate. I didn't want to put us in a corner. When I say put us in a corner, you look at all the other trucks. Like the Frankfurters was a hot dog truck. The Philly cheesesteak truck was a Philly cheesesteak truck. There was an Indian curry truck. Whenever we went to a different city, they gave you a challenge, and you had to use whatever food they gave you. Like in North Carolina, we had to use buffalo meat. You're a buffalo meat truck. If you're a hot dog truck, that was hard to put in your menu. If you're
Right.
like Hawaii, we have all these different ethnicities. You can make whatever you want with it. We make teriyaki buffalo, or stuff like that. So I didn't want to put us in a corner and call us one type of truck. So we just said we're going to call it Aloha Plate, serving Aloha one plate at a time. That was our logo. That was our
Nice.
our our, our catch line.
No, that's pretty insane. That whole
Yeah.
story, how it unfolded, and definitely. When is the book out, or is it going to be released soon?
Being edited right now. I've been working on it
Okay.
for 5 years or so, maybe a little bit longer. But it's being edited right now. Hopefully, I'm trying to get it out by Christmas.
Oh, great! I'll definitely be look out for that. And
Oh,
have it
definite.
ready. Now that we got that story, there's so many stories we want, and I know you're limited on time, but I want to know about a little bit more about your travel club because I know like Free was talking about it, and I've heard about it, like how you take all these people. I don't know how you find the time with all you do, but I just was kind of interested in actually how that came about and how you find the time to do it.
Come with me on one of my trips. Well, because the cooking show is done every 4 or 5 months, we shoot 13 shows and rerun 13. So I got a 26-week break. I can do these food tours in between. So I do actual food tours on Oahu, which are 3 hours. I do Airbnb and Expedia. And then I do a Japan food tour. That's about 3 or 4 times a year. I do Korea, China, Italy, Greece. But my biggest tour is Japan. It's a 7-day tour. It's $2,800. It's air, hotel, hosted, and I take you to these
Dang.
amazing hole in the wall restaurants. Everybody that's been on my Japan tour has come again. If you
Mhm.
didn't come again, you went on your own the third or fourth time. Um,
Mm-hmm.
amazing tour, and I only take limited amount of groups. So I used to do like 30 people at a time, but it was too much. So now I just take families, businesses, companies, or friends up to 16 at a time. The magic number is 10 to 12. Um,
Mhm.
it's been awesome. I don't need to pay for travel, and I make good money just taking people to go eat at these
Yeah.
hotels that you would never experience, and sightseeing and shopping. But I've been doing it for 6 years now.
Mhm.
Well, I know that when you first started, I actually wanted to go, but 6 years ago, I think I was the only guy on the planet that didn't have a passport, and so,
You passports now?
oh, I got a
Yeah.
passport now. So
You guys
that's
should
that's
you guys should come do one. I tell you, it's life changing. Life changing.
that's what I heard. I
Yeah.
mean,
Definitely.
like one of your best friends, Sean. I don't Sean, but like he used to work at Maharaja with me and everything. Um, he was like, "Yeah, dude, you got to try this thing, bro. It's like the most like unreal experience ever."
Oh, Sean,
So
again,
yeah, Sean
he's
Ayen.
been on like four of my tours already.
Yeah, dude, he loves it, man.
Yeah, yeah.
So
I
I
got
haven't
a
talked to him in a while, but
I have so many because of COVID.
mm,
I had to cancel 4 trips this year already, and now they're starting to back up. I got so many other people that want to go on these trips,
right.
but they're exclusive and they're private, and there's no thinking. I get your hotel
Mhm.
for you. We stay in the beautiful hotels, and again, it's a very affordable, $2,800 for air and hotel.
Yeah,
Part,
that's
That's per person, right?
yeah, and you got to have two in a room. So yeah, you guys are welcome to come. You should come on one of them for sure.
yeah,
Dude,
for sure we'll do
I'm
that. The whole time you've been going to Japan, do you speak Japanese now fluently?
No, no, for the last 30 years, and I know my way around, and
Uh,
it's pretty easy to get
okay.
around. I mean, if you went by yourself, it would take you about 20 times not to get lost. But I've been doing it for
Yeah.
so long, I can
yeah.
get, I know where to eat. I set up all our restaurants, you know. Yeah.
Very cool, man. I mean, that's the kind of thing that makes you legendary because you don't just stay in one thing. You're always looking for the next thing.
Well, it's
So
good and bad, right? I got my friends telling me you should focus on one thing. I said, nah,
why?
I love life, man. I want to do everything that I'm passionate about. Why do I have to go focus on one thing?
Right. So okay, I got a question. Like I know that you're very big into the Hawaiian cooking and again cooking Hawaii style. 13 seasons, man. That's amazing. You just had a milestone episode. I think like what is it, 100 episodes,
Yeah, we're
something
working on
like that.
200 now. Almost, we're
No,
almost.
200.
Dang.
My 100th
How did,
episode was with BJ Penn.
what was that?
My 100th episode was with BJ Penn.
Oh yeah. Okay, I remember now. Um, how did you get that gig? Like, how did you just?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we want you like eat. Yeah, okay. You like okay.
No, one of my good friends owns the website cookinghawaiianstyle.com,
Hmm.
and he reached out to me about 7 years ago. He said, "Hey, I want to do your favorite recipe and feature it on my website." Now, his website's one of the top 10 websites in the U.S. for
Right
recipes.
on.
It's a huge aggregator of local recipes from Hawaii, and it's also one of the top 3 on Pinterest. And
Wow.
I said we should make a TV show out of this. He's like, I don't know nothing about TV, so we shot 3 pilots, raised some money, and then it just took off. So now we're on in 250 cities across the U.S. We're on in 5 countries. We just picked up New Zealand. We're on in Canada, Australia. We're even on in Dubai. We're on in the
Dang.
Philippines. We're on Lifestyle,
Wow.
Direct TV, Cox Cable, Spectrum. We're on in Vegas. Um, we're on the Roku box. We're working on getting it on Apple TV right now, and hopefully Netflix.
Wow. I mean, again.
Yeah, that's freaking incredible. Like I didn't even know. Like I see it all the time, but I never knew it was such a far reach you guys had with the show.
Yeah, it's been doing good.
That's it.
I know that you have a new show now. It's called It's a Hawaii Thing with Brooke
Yeah.
Lee. Uh, I mean, how good is your life right now? I mean, I know you and Brooke are friends for a long time.
Yeah,
When she won and she did the shaka, you
yeah.
know. But I mean, how did that come about? Like, what's the premise of the show?
Well, I've always wanted to work with her because she's so witty, and
Hmm.
she and she just speaks her mind. and she's always been when she was Miss Universe, she was a guest on my show every week. She would wherever she was in the world, she would call and we would do this whole thing, checking in
Mm-hmm.
with the universe. So this opportunity came about. I've been working on it for about a year. I wanted to build a podcast network, not just one podcast, but a network. So I pitched it, and they bought it, and we're the first podcast to come out of it. We're working on the two other podcasts right now, and It's a Hawaii Thing is basically anything and anybody tied to Hawaii. So one day we'll get you guys on the show. Um, but it's been really cool because I wanted to put it on television. So we shoot it 3 cameras. We just got the cover of Midweek today. I'm so stoked.
I know. Congratulations, man.
Thank you. And then so we shoot it for television. So when it airs on TV, it'll air on all the other platforms a week later.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was looking at your Instagram, and all this information about It's a Hawaii Thing, and I was like, dude, how good is it to be Lanai right now? But yeah, It's a Hawaii Thing. Congratulations on the midweek.
Thank you.
Saw the cover, and all you have a 2-page spread, a 3-page spread. I don't know how long the actual interview is, but I saw that too. I was like, man, you're doing big things.
I didn't get to.
You didn't get to what?
I didn't get to read it yet. I'm gonna read it tonight when I get home.
See, that's how busy he is.
Yeah.
Like, you're just getting off a shoot. In fact, you're still at a shoot.
I hate to. You know what? I want to do this with you guys again when I'm at home in front of my laptop. But yeah, everyone's like cleaning up right now.
Well, you're the star. You get to just sit down and voila.
Clean up too, brother. Clean up too.
Okay. Well, I know that you gotta go, but we have a very, I guess, traditional thing that we do here.
Before we get to that,
Okay.
because you do all this TV stuff, but before we get to that, we troll your Instagram every once in a while, and something that will probably never be on your show or TV. What's up with that Japanese guy on your that does all those weird things? Who is he? What is he? Where does he come from?
So my Instagram stories is hilarious. If you're not following, you gotta watch my stories. I try to keep it entertaining because some people are just so boring. But somebody sent a lot of the videos that you'll see on my Instagram stories. People have sent me, and over the years they just kind of sit in my box, and I never did anything with them. And then I started reposting them, and then my following went up. So I thought, people want to laugh. So I started reposting. I'll post like 7 to 8 videos a day. And so when you watch it, they're all back to back, obviously. Somebody a video of him. The guy is a Chinese guy who lives in France, and he was on Europe's Got Talent. And ever since then, because I posted the one, I have 3 or 4 people that send me every time he posts a video, they send it to me, so I just repost them.
Dude, it's hilarious, like his face.
Know who that is. Yeah, but it's funny, right?
Yeah, like an oddity within itself, a Chinese guy from France.
Yeah,
right.
Totally.
And when he uses like stuff to like hit the Jenga brick and he looks into the camera.
Yeah, is everything.
Okay, so I know that you're kind of strapped for time, and we have a tradition here on this show where we ask our guests 10 rapid fire questions. You have about 5 seconds to answer each one.
Go ahead.
Are you ready?
Ready.
All right, it's a portion of the show we like to call Try Answer Fast Kind.
Okay.
Try answer fast kind. All right, here we go. Number 1, would you rather eat a Carolina Reaper pepper or a bowl of live cockroaches?
A bowl of live cockroaches.
Really? Wow, that Carolina Reaper is pretty nuts.
That's pretty hot.
Okay, number 2, you host an award-winning show. Who would your holy grail co-host be?
Oh shoot. Golly. What's the girl's name? Who's Wonder Woman? What's Wonder Woman's name?
Oh, Gal Gadot. Gal Gadot.
Yeah, her.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Okay, what would you rather do? Number 1, eat a fisherman's toenail, drink a glass of Aloha water, or suck on a homeless guy's thumb.
Oh my God. I'll take the glass of Aloha water.
Wow, you like get herpes. All right, okay, cool.
Throw up.
All right.
Oh.
Just drop it. Okay, number 4. What is worse, bad sushi or bad loco moco?
Oh, bad sushi for sure.
Yeah. I mean, that's the kind just give you diarrhea for days. Huh?
For days.
Okay. Okay, what number 5? What is your pet peeve while traveling?
Oh gosh, there's so many. Um, People who take their shoes off in the plane and walk around.
Oh, especially when they go to the bathroom,
Yes, dirtiest place in the world.
right? Okay, number 6. Be honest. Did you ever do inappropriate things in the radio studio?
Yes.
Okay, we'll go there. Number
That's
7.
easy.
You didn't say what I did. You just said be honest, yes or no, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
We don't want to know because of, you get
Yeah.
kids and all that. Okay. Number 7. Would you rather watch a porno of your parents or have your family watch a porno of you?
Right, you're a sick bastard.
Well, he's the porn guy.
Probably watch a porno of me.
Okay. Number 8. You can eat the best thing you've ever eaten only once in your life or eaten the worst thing you've ever eaten once a month.
Oh shoot. So if I eat it once, I can't eat it again, huh? The best.
Ever again.
I'll go for the worst thing once a month.
Okay. So now you can eat it the best thing anytime you want.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's worth it.
No, right. Number 9. What's the worst thing you've ever eaten?
Nao. You know how the Hawaiians make the I can't remember the name of the dish, but they make the stomach. Filipinos,
Ooh.
Oh.
that is the worst thing. I cannot eat it.
Oh.
And these are some
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, number 10. This one has a multiple answers, okay? This one I call who looks stink or stink or not stink. Okay? Like if they look stink, you gotta say they look stink or they don't look stink. You ready?
Yeah.
Young Elvis Presley.
Wait, what? I gotta say, look stink or not stink?
Yeah, does
Stink
he
or
look
not
like
stink?
yeah, stink
Oh,
or not stink? Does he
not
look
stink.
stink? Old Elvis Presley.
Not stink.
Wow, really? Why he get the Axe body spray? Okay, Jennifer Aniston,
Oh, not stink.
Jason Momoa.
He looks stink, but he
He
not.
looks stink. Really?
But he not.
Oh, okay.
I've
You know,
so
because
times I did Baywatch with him too.
Oh.
yeah, but that's back in the days when he never had the dreads and all
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
He looks stink though, yeah.
Yeah, he looks. Right, you know, because him, like he lives in the woods and he lives in a teepee and he
No,
throws axes and all that.
Stink home, but he lives on a few acres in the hills. But
Right.
actually, about 2 months ago, we were hanging out. It's at a restaurant somewhere.
And he smelled good.
Yeah, smells good.
Okay, Rihanna.
Not stink.
Wow. Okay. Matthew McConaughey.
I wouldn't know. He looks right. He looks or not. Not stink.
Well, he smokes a lot of weed, so I think he got that skunk smell. You know what I'm saying?
A little bit, yeah.
Right. Okay, and Taylor Swift.
Not stink.
Not stink. Dude. She looked like.
Like her.
You
Hold
know
on,
what she looked like? She looked like back in the days when you get the girls that were exclamation.
She's a genius, girl. A genius. We're just jealous of her. Think
Oh,
about it.
dude, she's
She's making billions of dollars,
right.
and everyone's
Yeah.
And
jealous of her.
like this is before 30 years old. In fact, before 25 years old.
Free. If you had
So.
billions of dollars, you'd sleep with everybody too.
Right, there'd be nothing holding me back.
Right.
All right. Well, again, thank you so
Give
much,
it
Lion.
up. Give it up.
Thank you guys for having me. Let's do this
God-
again. Have more time. I apologize, and I'm sorry for being late, but let's do it again.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
definitely. That
All right.
quick segue, but I mean that segment we just did kind of reminds me. I don't know if you remember this on your show. You used to do a thing called beer or porno.
No, what was it?
Nick, you did a show. I think you did like a segment on your show on the radio called beer or porno, and you would read like the name of like St. Pauli girl, and you have to say if it's a beer or a porno.
Oh yes. Right. That's a good memory.
yeah,
well,
yeah.
that's-
I just
It's on you guys' podcast, and thanks for having me. Good luck to everything. I love both of you. You guys are doing
all
good.
right.
Thank you.
Thanks for your time, man. We appreciate you and love you right back, man.
All right,
Absolutely.
you guys take care.
Yeah.
Let's talk soon.
All right, you
All
have a
right.
great day.
Thanks,
Aloha.
man.
Bye bye.
Aloha.
Aloha.
All right, there you go.
All right, man. That's a good one. Like honestly, like
Oh,
we had
man.
troubles, like technical difficulties. He actually couldn't see us.
Yeah.
But he got through like a professional. Look directly into the camera.
Gotta thank you once again for the time and everyone for tuning on in. Where you going?
I gotta use back.
Oh, he's gonna go to the bathroom. So, yeah, definitely. I hope you guys enjoyed that. We got a little taste of it, and we'll have him back on the show real soon, hopefully. And be sure to look out for his upcoming book talking about the great what's that food truck race or whatever it is. So, shout out to everyone in the room. Shout out to Jax, Paul, AP's here, Don. Quan's still here. I'm just reading them off. Ross, that is DJ Aquatech. John Cody's still here. Joe, thanks for tuning in. I know a lot of you guys worked with, I don't know if Dustin's still here. I know a lot of you guys definitely tuned in and used to work with me alongside Lanai back in the day when we used to intern and, doing great things. So definitely hope you guys enjoyed that interview. So definitely keep it locked right here. Don't forget, if you haven't, be sure to subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notifications and all that good stuff. Yeah, we wanted to get you guys and maybe do a little Q&A with him, but you can see he was on set and definitely busy man, and we just got to thank him for at least giving us a little of his time today, especially on our podcast. We're just starting out. We're just starting out here. No big numbers here yet, but hopefully with you guys by our side, we can extend the podcast and definitely do more and bigger and better things, as we say. So definitely thank you, everyone, for tuning in. I don't know. I'll wait for free. He went to the bathroom, so I don't know if he has anything to add on to this or if he wants to say what's up to anybody. So we'll just hang out. If you guys got any thing you guys want to rap about, talk about, let me know. Yeah, Jax, I want to go to Japan, too. Hopefully we can get on that tour. $2,800 for room and airfare, and I think the food. Does the food come with that? The $2,800? Yeah, everything. That's a good deal. Like, definitely on the bucket list. I know Jack said he's down already. So, wouldn't it be cool if we did 10 and it was everyone who used to intern for him and stuff like that?
Dude.
Me, you, Dustin, Joel, John.
It'd actually be pretty cool to have Pablo on there too.
Yeah. Definitely would be would be an experience.
Oh boy, can you imagine 10 radio people talking at the same time?
Well,
but
definitely gotta check that out.
But yeah, I think that'd be a great show, man. Again, everybody in the radio, especially in Hawaii, we all kind of know each other, sooner or later.
Right.
But yeah.
So give everybody shout out of everybody in the chat. Like I said, it's just great of him, and like I said, a lot of people who used to work with him and influenced by him, and you know what I mean. Like I said, you can't turn on the TV or turn on the radio within the last 3 decades without knowing him.
Right. In fact, if you've been on Aloha Air, was it Aloha Air or Hawaiian Air?
One of the two.
One of those two. You go to the channels, and you have Lanai on there doing his the documentary about ramen.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, and so he's on there too. So if you've ever traveled in an airplane, in the car, listening to the radio, if you ever just sitting at home watching TV, Lanai right there. But yeah, so Jax was saying that he wanted to go to Japan and everything, and he's been planning that for a while. And honestly, I never had a passport before, and now I got one. I haven't gone anywhere because I'm broke because my car keeps messing up. So, I am good. Well, I don't know if it's gonna have an audio version, but I would you know what, man, Jax, you can actually go on Lanai's Instagram and message him to see if he's gonna get an audio version, because to have him actually do the audio for it, would be amazing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know if he has that kind of time, but you never know.
Nah, he could do it like this, but just sitting at home.
Yeah.
So when I went to the Anaheim, we had to make Mickey Mouse musubis. So. Yeah. And of course, when we go, we visit Aaron. Okay, so everybody that wants to go to Japan later on, we can make a group together. And, me, Mark, Jax, Stacy, Jason, anybody, Quan, that wants to go to Japan all together. If we do it as a group, then we can just do it, all 16 or, 12 or whatever.
Chat room, if you guys want to go to Japan on that tour, throw up some ones. Put some ones up there.
Put some ones.
Put some ones in the chat and see who's down for the tour.
You see where my finger is? It's right there.
I know Ross, DJ Aquatech, he says that we can kick it at my grandpa's spot before y'all jump on his tour. So he must have a noodle shop.
Dude,
or
for real, Ross?
ramen. I don't know. Must be around here somewhere because he's up in LA. So
Aquatech.
yeah, see, like Jax,
Ross.
yeah,
Nutty
Anthony,
DJ.
yeah, John, Joe.
Jason says it's too expensive. I'm not saying we have to go tomorrow.
Yeah,
Like you have a whole year to like save $2,800.
yeah, you could.
And we can go visit Aaron, dude, and see his kids and all that.
Mm-hmm.
But I like, but no can, bro, can. Come on, Paulie,
You
can.
can do it. Why no
So-
can?
Can.
You started investing in stocks, can, right?
Right. But having Lanai on was actually kind of a full circle thing for us
Mm-hmm.
because he was so influential during our radio time that even to this day this is what we do on radio,
Yeah.
and so we continue that legacy, but also getting up on stage. I actually was a stand-up comic for a little while, but it's hard to write for people like all the time.
Yeah.
Like you really need to dedicate your time to that.
Yeah.
So
Probably partly the reason why we have this podcast because we learned how to speak in front of people's
right
correctly.
to have a microphone in front of us and say, dude. Okay, so back in the days, I was so green at radio that I was doing Lanai's traffic, right? So okay, we got traffic with DJ Free. DJ Free, what we got? Oh, nothing, nothing. Okay, man, that's the last time you're ever gonna do traffic. And I was like, well, what am I supposed to say? It's like, dude, in the beginning of the show, you have to check, the traffic reports and all that. We have a stalled vehicle on H1 or whatever. If there's nothing to report, then you say there's nothing to report. Everybody got to be out there. Everybody got to be happy. This is the Aloha state. Make sure that you show some Aloha to each other. Don't just cut each other off and shaka after. Just be nice. Okay, but there's nothing going on right now. Let's keep it that way.
Right.
Like that kind of interaction. He's the one that taught me that.
Mm-hmm.
Because before I was just like, I guess there's a cow in Waianae that's on the road. You know what I mean? And so he's like, bruh, you're so bad at this. you should draw. So yeah, I remember that time. I think it was you, myself, and Coco
Mm-hmm.
that actually met Kaimi K,
Right.
the porn star
Amy
with
Kai or something.
Kaimi Kai, and it was one of Lanai's friends, and he was like, yeah, dude, come hang out, and let's eat at the little boutique hotel that they're at.
Right.
And
Yeah. What were we down there? We were down there for something.
you were doing LA Live.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, you're doing LA Live, which is downtown LA.
Lucky Strike, right?
Lucky Strike.
That's right.
And we're all doing that. Well, you were doing that. We were just tag-alongs, right? On the coattails. But she was so nice, and she was so, very, very down-to-earth, man. Like, she's a very Hawaii girl, you know what I mean? But she lived in L.A. for a long time. And, talking about these... And then, even after that, even with Lanai, because he was just there for the day or whatever, and then he had to leave. She actually came out to Lucky Strike for your gig.
Right.
Because, you have your own table
Mm-hmm.
for the DJ and all his family and friends. And so we're sitting down. She brought, I forgot her name.
I have no idea.
Alexis Texas.
What?
Yeah, she brought another adult film actress, and her butt was so big. I was like, wow, dude. And I kind of offended her. I was like, wow, black guys must love you. And she goes, what? I was like, no, all guys must love you. So, yeah.
Let's see. Joel says, "What are the next guests you got?" It's a hard act to follow in Lanai.
You know what? I think
we have.
Well, next week I was gonna have Ahi Tin. She's one of the pioneers of DJing in Hawaii.
Mm-hmm.
So if you know James Cole, if you know Rich Icky, if you know all of these highly respected DJs, she was the one that taught them. And I was gonna have her on, but she hasn't confirmed with me. So I'm thinking next week, why put the pressure on ourselves? Let's just let's chat with the chat room.
Yeah.
Get to talk with our followers. Why not?
Yeah. We'll see
So-
what happens if something comes up. Something comes up. If not, we'll just do our monthly thing. Even though I think we got 2 more weeks in the we got 2
Yeah,
more
dude,
weeks
we got
actually.
2 more weeks. God, there's a lot of Tuesdays in this one.
Yeah, I think we got 5 this month. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we
6.
got 5.
No, look, there's 6, right? Did you go up?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay, there's 5 of them. So, yeah, I mean, honestly, Mark likes to have guests. I don't.
I just think the people like it. So
No, yeah, you know,
very like informative and
Very interesting.
Unless we have like a specific topic we talk about, then you know. But but we'll see. We just roll with it. So we'll see how it goes from there.
Because I remember the 5 list, like the 5 things to do in Hawaii during winter.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right there. That's another one, man. We could have done that. I remember us doing that, but you know, I don't get me wrong. I do love our guests, and I love every single one that's ever come on our show. But I do like to talk to the people on the chat room. That's why we go sometimes 2 hours.
Mm-hmm.
And but yeah,
Just
then we got other stuff.
Max and relax.
Max and relax. What happened to Dustin? But I gotta just dig out. All right, okay, fine.
So let's see what he's been up to. I don't know where he went. Let's see who's on here. Nobody. Okay.
So anyway, but yeah, dude, it was fun talking to Lanai.
Yeah, he's quite a very charismatic character.
Like even when he's chill, like even when he's just done 6 episodes
Yeah.
of, you know, because again, if you go on his Instagram, he does, you know, he has video of like the rain and all that,
Right.
but he's got the background scenes of the estate that they're on right now, and that house is ridiculous. I wouldn't stay there because it looks like it could be haunted by Hawaiian royalty, but it's a really nice, beautiful house. You know, the show is going on. You know, they did 6 episodes, and he still took the time to sit down and talk with us. So thank you, Lanai.
Yeah, definitely. And like just interesting, like I said, like how everything kind of fell into place for him, you know, from like doing radio, then segueing into comedy, and then like segue out of radio, the great food truck race thing just kind of, you know, lined up. Like, you got to be here in LA, or well, I'm in Hawaii, or well, we're not going to buy you a ticket, but what is the date? Oh, I'm going to be there
Right.
that day. Like, and then just nailing the audition. And, you know, I'm really interested in the book because the thing when I watched it, because I watch it like every single week, it had me like a cliffhanger because, you know, you want to support, you know, the person. So, but it was just weird, like I said, like, I mean, not weird, but I mean, like, he would go to all these kind of places and there are the people who would just show up, like, from Hawaii.
Right.
Like, even, like, if they didn't live in that town, because if they were, like, within, like, I don't know if it's 100, like 50 miles, they would drive in because if people were like, oh, we got to come support, you know what I mean? So they would just drive in and just literally, I think that's how they want. It's just basically the lowest spirit, and that's an awesome story, and I'm pretty sure he'll have, like, all those little tidbits in the book, and it's kind of like what our premise of our show was kind of started to be on. We wanted to find people from like different places who, you know, are from Hawaii and trying to find out their stories. We still do.
Yeah.
So if you know somebody who lives like in, name a random city.
Menifee.
No,
Anaheim.
Nah, I'm talking about
What are you talking about?
like somewhere in the Midwest, like Arkansas.
Arkansas.
Like nowhere in like
Minnesota. Name me a city in Arkansas.
Little Rock.
Oh, you good at this guy. Too good at. Okay. Name me a city in Nebraska.
That
I don't know either.
Lincoln.
Lincoln,
Gotta have
Nebraska.
Lincoln.
Look at that. Look at this guy, geographics over here.
But I mean, like, say if you know somebody in Memphis, Tennessee. Or
I've been there, by the way.
Iowa. I don't know a city in Iowa.
I
I don't know. But that would be great to hear their story of how they got in there.
But yeah. So, like, okay, so that again, what you said, the coconut wireless, right?
Right.
You know, you put out the signal, and Aloha people, like people from Hawaii will come. Even people from not from Hawaii that just visited once, but they can't afford to go back. They want Hawaii stuff.
Yeah.
Because we show that Aloha spirit, and then that's, you know, they'll come out and support. And
They're usually the ones driving around here with the Maui built sticker.
and they don't know that Anokia took over Maui built.
They rock those Maui built stickers.
Right.
But the people with the islands on top, they're usually from Hawaii.
Right, the ones with the islands, or the one with the what you call that? The farmers market tiki head,
Right.
then you know that's for real. That's for real.
Well, that's a name I haven't heard in a long time. So get in touch with Rick Havoc.
Who's Rick Havoc?
He used to work at, I think, the Bomb or something back in the day. He was like a DJ.
Like I heard his name. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Like I don't know.
I think he's working at the Bomb.
Boise,
He's not-
Idaho, Iowa. No, it's Idaho.
Yeah,
Boise, Idaho.
It's in Idaho.
Yeah.
Boise. Yeah, somebody in Boise, Idaho. Like, we want to find those people. So put out your feelers, chat room. Put out your feelers.
If you have anybody in Utah, like Provo or anybody like that, let them know that we'd
Speaking
love
of
to have
which,
them.
we gotta get Tease back on.
We got to get T's back
I'm
on.
gonna hit him up this week. I've been kind of like miscommunicado with that guy back in
Yeah.
the day. Oh, Extreme Radio. Yeah, that's right. Rick Havoc.
Oh, Rick Havoc is true. Yes, I remember now. But yeah, when I went to Provo to see the UH play BYU with my roommate Chase, a lot of like Polynesians, because
Right.
they're Mormon and they play football
Yeah,
and all
there's
that.
BYU there.
Yeah, dude, they're like the nicest people ever. Mormons are very nice. Like we were losing like 55-14, and on the way out they're like, "Well, sorry, maybe next time you'll get us." I'm like, "Yeah, okay, thank you." It's like, "All right, you drive safe wherever you're going, babe. God be with you." I'm like, "Okay."
Better next time,
Better
fellas.
Well, that's when they're winning, right?
Yeah.
I wanted to see how they when they're losing,
Well, then the Polynesian comes out.
right?
Chorox and all that.
Chorox.
Chorox at the bus.
Bruh, what's up with that? So, but yeah, there's a lot of people in like Utah that from Hawaii. So even Alaska. Alaska's got some Hawaii people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, we're all over. We're all over the place. Aloha is all over the place. We just gotta find it.
We're living aloha.
Yeah, we just gotta find it. It's all good. So, what is it? Who's that?
Zach, the guy who used to live above Jack's. Like Zach Kristen den. What? Why? Well, I know he's got a new wife or girlfriend that he really loves. Got a new dog. Now, this guy, the Magic the Gathering, the card
Yeah.
thing. His card is worth $300. He was a model for the red-handed pirate, like the bloody-handed pirate or something. And so when I went to Hawaii the first time, he was on my table because I wanted to give extra value. Because they don't know, like they didn't know what I was gonna bring to the table with other realms and all that.
Right.
And so I figured, you know what, I'm gonna give a little extra thing. When I was Zach sitting next to me, and I had like these little cards with his card on it, so he can sign it and all that. But I really didn't need him. But he's a good guy though. So yeah. Anyway, Dax Faden, the bloody-handed guy, the pirate. So that can go through different time warps. Anyway, so it's around 10, almost 10:30. You got shout-outs?
No, I think I did them all when you were using the bathroom.
Where the pepper went? Let me see the pepper. Let me see the pepper. Let me see the pepper.
This pepper?
I know. The funny thing is, he's such a good interview that I did all these bullet points, and he actually did them himself. He explained that. Oh, we didn't get to the show Aloha challenge.
Oh, yeah.
That's the one we didn't do.
Well,
But we can have him on again.
yeah, we kind of he ripped through that interview, man.
Well, because he only had.
And most people would
45
probably
minutes.
take like an hour for hour and a half. We did, I think, his interview in like 30 minutes.
45 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah,
Around
real
there.
quick. So,
So when did you
that's a
touch
quick
his
show.
comment on some time to work with? Because he mentioned Augie and Andy Bumatai. I love played food. Sean Felipe. I didn't know that it was actually Sean Felipe that right next door. Screw it. I'll go
Yeah.
do an interview.
so he's like, oh, I'll try for this one. And they don't even have like, it's like, I'll just.
Well,
Try
like when they first started, like I know Sean. He's a funny guy, and I've never actually got on stage with him and like performed at the same time. I did. Wait. I think I might have performed at Kincaid with him once, in right next to the old spaghetti factory in Ward Warehouse. But that's like years ago. He wouldn't remember. But that's why I was like wondering, like, why him? You know what I mean? Like, why not Andy Bumatai or why not whatever? Like, I know that Adam was a great chef. So that as an executive chef, that I understood. Lanai, he's a host. He can talk to people. That I understood. Like Sean, I was like, he has nothing to do with food.
He
You
just
know?
figured, I'm here. I might as well go next door and try.
And
he just wanted to be on TV.
right? And he's like, okay, I got it. I'm gonna get paid. And I think that's a testament of like why they're so successful is because when he said, how long do I have to take off work? Right, you might have to quit your job because we're gonna be out there for 2 months. We're winning this damn thing.
Yeah.
So, and they did.
Yeah.
They won. So
That's
I'm
crazy.
very proud of them.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Have you seen Sean Felipe do stand up?
No.
But I got the bugger is he's funny. I mean, I think Joe Coy his appeal, even though he's very vulgar, it's very Filipino based.
Right.
So is Sean, but he's clean.
Mhm.
He does clean work. I mean, he does blue, but he also does clean. So, yeah, I don't know why he's not bigger. Maybe because he's not tall like Joe Coy.
Yeah,
So.
I don't know what it is.
But all right, I want to give a shout out to the New Extreme people. Yes, Quan, that means you too. Jax and everybody else that's been tuning in, like Jason. I love you all. I wish the best for you. We're all going through some stuff. Believe me.
Yeah.
I just wrecked his car, so
Yeah.
I still have to fix his car. But
He still doesn't have a car, and
I-
then he used my car, and like some motorcycle overtook him on the left side
the
and
left
just cleaned
side.
out my mirror and my tire, and now I'm carless as well.
so we're gonna try and get that fixed tomorrow.
Either that, we're gonna lose a lot of weight walking everywhere.
Right, we're gonna be like Jesus. You know what I mean?
Get some sandals and stuff. But yeah, I want to shout out everyone in the chat room who used to intern back in the days at the radio station. AP, John Cody, Anthony, aka the Nutty DJ, Dustin. Who else was there with us?
Joel.
Oh, Joel. Yeah, Big Joel, who's kind of like skinny Joel now.
Yeah, I know,
Because
right?
he do MMA kind of stuff.
Oh, I mean,
Yeah. So and then everyone else also shout out to DJ Aquatech.
Aquatic, I'm gonna be in pain.
Just be sure to follow us on Twitch. We do DJ streaming. Video Vandals is a new thing we're putting out there, so definitely check that out. We're just shouting out everybody tonight, and thank you everyone for tuning in to the Lost State of Mind podcast. Should we wrap it up here?
I think we should wrap it up because I'm tired.
It's been a long day. So definitely Aloha State of Mind podcast. Be sure to subscribe, like, follow. You can do all that on YouTube, our Instagram, our Facebook, all the social media platforms. Be sure to tell all your friends about it. And next week, we'll just try and chill and hang out with you guys. And who knows? Who knows might be on the show. We might have a guest. We might not. You never know with the podcast. And if you guys have an idea for a guest, feel free to send us a message on probably Facebook would be the best.
Yeah.
On our either if you know us personally on our Facebook. If not, you can just go and search Aloha State of Mind podcast and message us there because we'd love to meet some new people from all around the place. If you get an uncle who has a restaurant in North Dakota, or if you get a Hawaiian restaurant in what is another state?
I don't know, Massachusetts.
In Massachusetts, you never know. It's all over the place, so definitely be on. Send that over to us. But for now, we're gonna make a wrap. Aloha State of Mind podcast every single Tuesday night, 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 6 p.m. Hawaii Standard Time. Everyone else, you can do
Figure
the
it out.
math. Do the math. All right, Mark Easy.
And free.
Signing off. Reminding you to do something good for somebody you know, or better yet, do something good for a stranger. It's good for the heart. It's good for the soul. And until next time, we like to say,
Aloha!
see you guys next time.
Wherever you are, you're living aloha. Wherever you go, your soul is aloha. Wherever you've been, you're living aloha. About yourself is always aloha. Aloha is a state of mind. 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 your way.